everybody, this is a Schrade old-timer 150-02 Sharpfinger. Knife was first produced around 1974 by Imperial Schrade, I believe. Anyway, the company went out of business. It's been the patterns have been bought by Taylor brand. They're no longer made in the U.S. They're made in China. This is one of the newer models that was made in China. It was recently given to me. It's some simple tool steel blade. The handle material is Derlin, D-E-R-L-I-N, I believe, saw cut, which is a kind of like a plastic. It's got brass pins. See that the knife is fairly thick. If you can see where I have actually gone and reprofiled the knife, I didn't really like how the edge ended back here. It ended almost in a wall, 75-80 degree angle where it came up. It wasn't smooth whatsoever, so I've reprofiled it. Just a disclaimer, there's one little place here that I need to work on just a little bit more. I'm not quite happy with. Now the knife is sharp, but it's not like I'd like it to be. So as I'll use it and sharpen it, I'll work on that. Knife comes with a very usable little leather sheath. Goes in, snaps, won't come out. Little belt loop. Also, if you needed to, you can use the leather sheath as a strap. Always a plus. But it's a very cheap little knife. You can pick them up for under $20. Not sure how much this one was, but I'm sure it was under 20 bucks. Like I said, I've reprofiled it to convex edge. If you can see, it's originally, and it's still partially hollow ground here in the center here, hollow ground, and then where I've reprofiled the convex. To reprofile all the hollow ground, I'd have such a thin knife by then. I don't know how it would be strong enough for what it was intended for. This knife was intended for a skinning knife. It's been thousands and thousands of them been used in this area. I've grown up seeing them. They're been a very popular little knife for the money. Now, I'm one of the first ones to admit I love new steel knives. The super steels, the S30Vs, the M4s, etc. They, good and bad, they tend to be tougher, hold a longer edge, but also they're a little more difficult to sharpen. They're nothing you can't sharpen if you put the effort into it. But a little simple tool steel like this, and I want to say, from what I read, people are saying this is like a 440C, which in its day was considered a high-end steel. And there's still some custom makers out there to use it. It all depends on the heat treatment, on how good that steel is going to be. I've got a couple of 440C knives, and I've got no problem with them. If they're heat treated right, it's a good steel. The thing is, with simple tool steel like 440C, they're easier to sharpen, especially in a field environment. Carry a little field sharpener, and you're good to go. This is a little Bradford pear. I got a tree full of them in the yard. The birds, the squirrels don't touch it, so this kind of tells you. But it's a pear, and like with most pears, it's got a real hard core, and this one's got more core than anything else, and it's got a little bit of meat around it. But I was just going to show you the knife. Various grips in your hand. It sits in your hand well. Oops. And you've got quite a bit of control over this knife. So if you're going to use it, even as a hunting knife, you still can use this knife for a camp task. Kitchen prep around a campfire. The little knife, you can. Oops, this one's kind of rotten. But the little knife. Cuts, extremely well. Good little knife. It's got quite a bit of belly on it, which actually gives it makes it seem like it's got more blade than it does. I think it's like a 3.5-inch blade, but with all that belly, you've got more cutting surface. So it does an extremely good job. You can use it, like I said, in various bush crafting techniques. Now, the handle was made more for the skinning, the caping, but you can put it in like a chest lever. And you can do things like make tent pegs. You also, whoops, now this is a piece of cured pecan, which is very hard, but I don't know if you can see how fairly easily I feathered that. So I can use it to help make a feather stick for fire making. So I mean, knife is very capable of doing basic utility bushcrafting chores along with skinning an animal. And then once I use this, I can quickly sharpen it back up. You know, as long as I don't dull it and damage it too bad, I can throw it on the strop real quick and bring it right back to here, shaven, sharp. Piece of leather. You can see how easily that cuts that leather. So for an under $20 knife that's close to 40 years old, as far as the pattern goes, very capable. Somebody who doesn't want to spend a lot of money on a hunting knife, they wouldn't have any problem with the Schrade Sharpfinger. They may want to take the time to reprofile the edge, even if they don't want a convex edge. Just redefine the edge it's got on it, because it's not very good. Like I say, out of the box, it wasn't sharp whatsoever. It wouldn't even cut paper. So, Schrade Sharpfinger, for the money, great little knife.